All right, welcome back to another hair dyeing video. Today we are going to be trying out the Overtone Golden Rose that is sold at Sally's. So if you go on the Overtone website, they have primarily jarred coloring conditioners, and those are great. I've tried a bunch of those. I have a variety of videos on my channel if you want to check them out for those specifically, but they also have a specific product in Sally's. I've only been able to find it at Sally's because they don't have it on their website. That is a glossy semi-permanent hair color. It says it deposits in 15 to 30 minutes and it lasts up to 10 washes. I tried to go online to see what exactly the difference is between this and what they have on their website, because aside from this and the jarred ones, they also have a color depositing treatment that claims to deposit color in 2 to 3 minutes, which is insanely quick. So I haven't tried one of those. I'd love to try that out in the future, but this is something completely different. And when I went on their website to try and figure out what the difference is between this and the jarred hair mask, is that the hair mask is much more conditioning. It has more oils in it so that your hair ends up looking healthier. And honestly, my hair could use that right now. It is pretty dry and fried, but I didn't want to wait for it to ship, so I went to Sally's and got this. In my experience, the Overtone does show up somewhat, or at least like gives a little tint to my brown hair, but I primarily like to focus it on the blonde, and then I'll try to blend it in a little bit to the brown. But since it doesn't show up as much, I'd rather just utilize the product for the areas where it is going to be more pink. It is a little discolored. I did go swimming in a chlorinated pool twice since I got it bleached. That's part of the reason why I want to go with pink. I go through so many phases where I'll be coloring my hair with vibrant colors, and then I'll be like, I really miss having a natural tone that's less upkeep, or just my natural brown and blonde or whatever. And then I do that, and then so quickly I'm already like, I'm over the blonde. I need something more exciting. Something I love about Overtone is that they are cruelty-free and vegan. There are still a bunch of good nourishing oils in here for your hair, like shea butter, argan oil, coconut oil, a long variety, honestly. So I hope that this still is pretty nourishing to the hair. It's not going to be damaging, but I think she could use all the help she can get right now. This doesn't have ammonia, sulfates, phthalates, and they are proudly female founded. I didn't know that. I just now reading that on the box, and love promoting female businesses. So I'm going to be applying this on camera, show you how it goes on, give my thoughts, and then show you the results. This is a 4.5 ounce bottle, so it is much smaller than the jar that I normally get. So I'm hoping that this is enough. And this was about $15 when it's not on sale. Okay, let's section out this poofy dry hair. And I have my typical Castronaut hair dye t-shirt on, but it's for all of my hair dye videos. I did already brush through my hair to make sure there were no tangles. And this did not come with gloves, so you will have to get some of your own. I'm gonna clip this up. I usually look pretty crazy when I'm dyeing my hair myself. I like to comb or brush through it after I apply it, just to make sure it's even, and then it also helps separate the hair, so if there are any spots I missed, it's much easier to see. Is it even a video if I don't drop something? I don't know if it's because my hair is just so dry and damaged, but it is just like soaking this stuff up. With the other Overtone products, a little bit goes a longer way than this is going, but I'm thinking that could very well be because my hair is just so in need of oils and nourishment. This is a little bit thinner of a formula than what they put in the jar, which makes more sense since that is supposed to be more nourishing, the jar stuff. I feel like that also is adding to why it's not going on as smoothly. All right, so we have one whole side down. All right, we are all finished. I'm just gonna add some more on top just in case to make sure to extra saturate it. I didn't use up the whole thing. I think I used maybe a little over half, which is good because I was worried I would have to buy another tube. But I'm just gonna add some more in there. And I'm going to leave it on for the full 30 minutes. I started about 10 to 15 minutes ago on one side, so I'm gonna start the 30 minutes from now. Okay, so as usual, I got carried away and it has been about 40 minutes to an hour. I did have this on top keeping the moisture in so it didn't dry out, but typically more time just makes it more potent or doesn't do anything, so. All right, let's rinse her out. It is rinsed out. I also did my normal hair mask and conditioner because my hair is just in desperate need of help right now. And I will also be doing my leave-in conditioner because that needs to be put on damp hair. But so far, I think it's looking pretty good. Looks like some areas maybe didn't get as much saturation, so I might have to go over it a second time, but I'll get a better look once it's dry, especially also when I straighten it. That'll be a good way to tell if I missed any pieces. And it's like 90 degrees outside, so I'm probably gonna air dry it today and just, if I go outside, it'll probably dry much quicker. Okay, let's discuss my thoughts on the Overtone Golden Rose. So after the first washout, I noticed that this is a little bit more golden, more orange than the rose gold for brown hair that comes in the jar that I have reviewed before. That one in the jar is much more pink potent and it's meant to go on brown hair, so it's very highly pigmented. So this one is not necessarily their brown hair line, and it says golden rose instead of rose gold. So I feel like it does have a bit more of that orangey tone, which I'm not opposed to, especially because, I mean, rose gold isn't just like pink. So it would make sense if it did have a bit more of an orange hue, but I definitely noticed that more with this one than the other one. As I mentioned earlier in this video, they also leave out some of the super hydrating, conditioning ingredients that they do put in the jar that is a bit more expensive, that leaves your hair just feeling so nice and soft. And I was hoping that this would like still have enough ingredients to like really soften my hair, and it didn't. It didn't make my hair worse by any means, and it did add some hydration. I was just really hoping for that same kind of hydration that I get from the Overtone in the jar because my hair loves that stuff. If it wasn't so expensive, I would use it all the time. It's just a conditioning treatment. Now granted, this one is cheaper, and like they even say, I think on their website, that it's not meant to be as conditioning as the other one. So I'm not going to knock this product for that, but that was just something I wanted to note. I do still have some left. It feels like maybe half a tube or a little bit less. It's a little bit harder to tell. So since my hair isn't completely blonde, I didn't put it all over. I just concentrated it on the areas that had the blonde. The 4.5 ounces was enough for my hair. If you have, like, you're completely blonde and you're looking to use this, I think you'd probably have to use this entire thing and maybe more depending on how thick your hair is, how much hair you have. But for me, I'm going to keep this and use this for touch-ups, which leads me to my next point, is that I noticed this did fade a little bit quicker than I thought it would, and a little bit quicker than the rose gold for brown hair. So I've only washed my hair once since I applied it. So I showed what my hair looked like immediately after washing it out and drying it, and then I let a few days pass, washed my hair again, and this is what it looks like now. So the color is still there, it's still decently vibrant, but you can tell between the two videos that it has faded. You can see a little bit more of the blonde coming through, especially towards the tips of the hair, perhaps in areas where I just didn't lather it on as thickly. But it does say lasts up to 10 washes. I don't know, for it to fade after one wash is a little bit disheartening, just because I think there are other products that fade a little bit less. However, it still looks good. It just looks like a lighter pink, and I do still like it, so I don't feel like I need to immediately go and retouch it. But I've definitely tried some products like Good Dye Young where I had washed them a couple times and it still didn't have much fading. So just wanted to note that. It does say to use weekly for lasting vibrancy, so that's probably what I will do. Overall, it was really easy to apply. My hair was super dry, so it was just soaking it up. So that honestly may have impacted the longevity of it as well, because my hair was just so dry and damaged. It might not have wanted to cling onto the color. I honestly don't know the science behind that, but that sounds like it could be accurate. And I will say that I love that you can get this from Sally's, so you don't have to go online to Overtone's website, wait for it to ship for you, pay for shipping, etc. Like, they sold this in store, I was able to get it. So if you are looking to dye your hair more on a whim than waiting for it to ship to you, that is phenomenal. I do say if I were going to purchase from Overtone again, I think I would rather just go online and wait and order the jar because it is so much more conditioning for my hair. I felt like it lasted a little bit longer, and then maybe getting this for touch-ups. So maybe using them both combined, but originally using the jarred stuff. And the jar, it lasted me for a good while. I was able to do a couple touch-ups with that. This isn't as thick of a formula, so I felt like it didn't go as long of a way. Like I said, it was still enough for my whole hair and then enough for me to have a touch-up. So let me know your thoughts if you have tried this, or after watching my video, how you think the fading is or how you think the color is. Overall, I am pretty happy with this product. I do say I originally was looking for a rose gold in the Good Dye Young brand because that brand I have found is very long lasting, but they didn't have one similar enough to what I was going for. So let me know your thoughts. And if there are any other products you want to see reviewed, let me know, put that in the comment. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I would appreciate if you could like this video, subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this, and I will hopefully see you in my next one.